strong
LeBlanc.
assassination and LeBlanc plays.
Yep.
So another target ban actually coming in from UP with a Irelia ban. So that is targeted towards, I believe that is Zyken. So yeah, Zyken, a really strong Irelia player. I believe he's pulled that out several times in the LCL this season. And for the UST side, we do see Janna and Sejuani coming in. Fairly standard bans, just banning all the strong champs away.
Top tiers.
Mm-hmm.
For the Nidalee ban, I haven't seen a Nidalee ban for a while.
Yeah.
So what do you think that is?
Nidalee hasn't really seen that much play recently. However, I do believe that James Meister is a very strong Nidalee player. So just taking extra precautions, ensuring that he doesn't pull out that Nidalee today.
Yeah, it's out of respect.
Yeah. And coming in for the first pick on that blue side for UST, we do see that is a Gragas, most likely going in for that jungle position.
Yeah, not surprising that recently with a 5.7 patch.
Yeah, definitely Gragas is really strong right now with the addition of that Cinder Hulk, making him extremely tanky while having insane initiation and disruption skills and peeling ability as well. And for that UP side, we do see that it is a Zed being hovered over as well as a Thresh. So those are both really strong pick champions.
Yes, indeed.
The Thresh coming in for that hook, the death sentence. And
what do you think about Gragas? I mean, his pre-level 6.
Pre-level 6, Gragas is actually pretty okay.
Yeah. The body slam.
Yeah, the body slam is a really effective form of CC, and that barrel, while the slow is kind of small, it is pretty good. And the Zed pick coming in for the UP side, that is a target. They're taking that champion away from Yume. Like I said earlier, Yume is known for those assassins, Zed, LeBlanc.
Yeah, I mean, you only get 3 bans, man.
Yeah.
So just secure the ones that, you know, what the opponent might pick. It's a really great strategy.
Yeah. And something to point out is that their top laner, the old UP top laner, Darian the Beast, he has played top for the most of the season. He's now in that mid lane position with the addition of Toki, their new top laner for this playoffs match. And
what was his previous role, Darian the Beast?
He was the top laner.
Oh,
however,
top laner.
Toki is now their top laner, and Toki definitely someone to look out for from this UP team. In solo queue, I believe he's hovering around 800 LP.
Wow.
Just playing his signature rumble. Like, he's really known for his rumbles. I'm actually surprised that the UST didn't opt to go ban that rumble.
Do you think he's gonna pick it right now? Does it fit in the team comp that they might form? I mean, with the Zed, with the Thresh and all?
Well, talking to UP earlier, seeing as I am teammates with Berserk and Veer, I feel like they won't be pulling out the rumble today. They might go for a more split push oriented champion. We have been seeing a lot of Smite teleport champions recently. The Hecarim, the Shyvana, and even Lee Sin, of course, in that Fnatic game. So I'm feeling Toki will be opting for that Irelia, possibly a Shyvana. We'll see.
But Irelia is banned, so probably.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Latter.
Yeah, so Shyvana it is. And coming in for that UST side,
Nautilus and that
Sivir.
Yeah.
So that's a really safe bot lane actually. Really strong CC potential, really strong burst potential, and it's gonna be really hard to see how to counter that. And we do see that is a Graves being hovered over as the bot lane, so that is completing the bot lane matchup. That will be a Sivir Nautilus versus the Graves and Thresh.
So they do have that strong engage coming in from the UST team.
Yeah. However, the UP engage is also something to be reckoned with. They do have that Thresh, they do have that
the Vi as well.
Yeah.
I kind of want to ask you something. Why do you think lane swaps is not that common in the Philippines, even in the pro scene?
Well, I don't know. Like, I don't want to diss the Philippine pro scene. However,
it's not that common, but I think it has been done.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's because they're more, the type of gameplay they play around here is pretty solo queue-esque.
Yeah.
They kind of adapt the mentality of solo queue coming into these games. So it's pretty hard to execute a lane swap without proper communication, without proper teamwork. And yeah, however, a lane swap is definitely not out of the question. I do expect to see a lane swap in one of these best of 3 series.
Yeah. It's pretty exciting. Also, I want to point out that Pirate.
Yeah, the Pirate has been picked. I was actually doing a little bit of research earlier, and I did see Zyken play a bit of Gangplank in the past month. Yeah, he's been playing a lot of Gangplank. However, to see it being pulled out in this playoffs is really exciting. And
there you have it.
Yeah, as I said earlier, the Shyvana looks like it's gonna be locked in.
Yep, only 3 seconds left. 2, 1, and badoom. There we have it. Neep's right. Shyvana it is, and of course, we gotta say, Gangplank has this global presence.
Yeah.
After when he reaches level 6, so it will really help out, even though wala siyang teleport, just in case, you know.
Yeah, and taking up that smite makes you pretty weak in the early phases of the game. You don't really have as much bullying potential with the smite as if you decide to go for an ignite, or possibly even a flash, seeing as you are allowed to play more aggressively when you have that flash. So this is actually playing in favor towards Zyken, as he will be able to get away with a bit of extra trades, and Shyvana can't really trade with the Gangplank in lane. He doesn't really have any He doesn't really have any gap closers, so all Shyvana has is that burnout. However, no way to physically walk like Blink in front of dash in front of Zyken and get those trades.
Yeah, we'll see. So I'm guessing Shyvana will be pretty vulnerable and would not want to shove the lane too far so that she won't get in danger.
Yeah, so that's gonna be pretty much the game plan. I expect James Meister to camp heavily around the top and the mid lane. The mid lane, of course, is because Yume has been their star player throughout the season. So.
Definitely. What do you think of the Cho'Gath pick, though?
Cho'Gath has been seeing a lot of play recently in that mid lane, and it's a really good pick in this current meta. You got a lot of tanks around, and that that ultimate, the feast, is just really strong against those tanks with the Om Nom Nom with that true damage coming in. And actually, looking at the first 2 bans of UP, the Thresh pick was also a pick to take away from Schnitzel. Schnitzel is probably one of the better Thresh players in the Philippines.
Wow.
And just looking at it now, I didn't realize it earlier, but that Thresh pick was to take that away from him.
Is Schnitzel in any challenger team or something?
Currently he isn't. However, back in the days, he like a year ago or so, he used to be really dominant on that Thresh.
Wow. So I guess we have the Yume Zed and then the Thresh.
However, I don't want to discredit UP. Morgana is actually a really good Thresh player, despite his name. Like his Thresh is probably better than his Morgana.
We'll see. It's pretty exciting. Just waiting for the delay here as we head on to the Rift. But now, just want to remind you guys that you can hang out and interact with the people at the chat rooms of our YouTube, our Twitch, and Azubo chat. Of course, for the YouTube, nandun si Mr. Garena PH. You can interact with the users and the viewers there. And also, there is the PGS Rift Talk room. That's 171-888-11. You can, share your insights there as well.
Yeah.
Okay, what else do we have? So, you guys know about the Thunderstrike game, right? It's Gas. Have you seen it, Lee?
I've heard about it.
You've heard about it.
I've never had the chance to try it out though.
Yeah, I'll show you later.
Right.
So anyway, recently nakikita natin sa Facebook, people are sharing screenshots of that game. So I do recommend you guys to try it out. It's at the Gas application. You can also access it through the Gas application. It's really addicting because you can play with your friends, play against your friends then, and pataasan kayo ng score. It's really nice. You can see also the the progress of your friends kung nasa na sila sa stage or sa endless mode. Anyway, just check it out. Thunderstrike, guys. Thunderstrike. Also, Rampage.
Yeah, Rampage is coming up.
Yes, you're going to come, of course.
Of course, and hopefully, that might be me on the stage since I am on Naga, right?
Ooh, so yeah, right.
That's our goal for the season. Get the top 4, qualify for Rampage.
Yes, on the stage. That would be pretty exciting. Don't you guys have a mysterious member from your team that hasn't shown up yet?
Agito?
Yeah.
I guess so. I feel like he'll have to make an appearance soon. So
everyone will witness who this mysterious mid laner, right?
Yeah.
Mid laner from Naga Esports is. So, what else do we have? Cosplay Clash. Do not forget, guys, yung Cosplay Clash, I think it's around 100,000 yung price, pesos, right?
I believe so. And
yeah.
also, the LCL finals will be there as well.
And the PGS, the Pro Gaming Series as well. So a lot of things are going to happen.
Actually, hopefully I can get into both finals as next year I'll be heading to college. Possibly playing on that. Yeah, playing on that UP team. So.
Oh, there we go, guys. A preview. Neep. Yeah, we'll see you next year. Next year, right? Next LCL, right?
Hopefully.
Yeah. Woo, exciting. So anyway, what else do we have? Oh, once again, guys, you are watching the LoL Collegiate League 2015 Spring Season Playoffs. This is the quarterfinals, brought to you by Smart Prepaid and GameX.
Yep. And the game has now loaded. We are actually waiting for the pause to finish.
Yep, this is standard procedure.
Yeah, so once again, for all of you just tuning in, this is the LCL playoffs, and this is a best of 3 UST versus UP. The winners of this match will be facing the winners of DLSU versus PUP, I believe.
Yeah, true.
So exciting matchups coming in today.
Yeah, so we have 4 matches happening right now. They're actually in War Gods Moraita, correct?
Yeah, this is being held live in War Gods Moraita, so if you have the time, maybe actually stop by and watch them live.
Yep, that's pretty exciting, man, watching people play live. And this is actually the quarterfinals. Then after, we're gonna have the semifinals. Then finals next, so dire-diretso po ito. So invite your friends, invite your senpais and kohais, your schoolmates. Support your alma mater.
And coming in, it looks like both teams are opting for that standard start, just defending all entrances to their jungle, making sure the enemy team doesn't get any wards into their jungle.
Yeah, pretty standard start. Nobody wants to try anything funny. Well, it is a best out of 3, so you know there is that one game where you just want to test the waters.
Yep. However, both teams had a pretty safe lane pick and ban phase, so let's see if they try to do anything exciting this game. Maybe perhaps a 3-minute dragon, I don't know. They do have that double smite, so yeah. Looking into this game, looks like Toki will probably be going for those Krugs with that smite, so
yeah, the advantage of Gangplank is the flash. I mean, what she does, I mean, what do you call this? UST? I mean, UP has that smite advantage, double smite objective. What do you think Shyvana's gonna wear? I mean, the enchantment.
Most likely the Skirmisher Saber. Skirmisher Saber is really good with Shyvana, seeing as you can proc all 3 hits with 1 auto attack, then resetting with your Q. That procs all 3 hits of the Skirmisher Saber, dealing insane amount of burst. So we should be expecting that coming in.
So we're expecting a lot of you know, duels coming in from the top lane once she gets that enchantment.
I'm expecting,
edge.
yeah, definitely, and I'm expecting UP to opt for a more split push heavy comp, having Toki just keep on pressuring that top lane, and we did see that Toki actually took those raptors and will be teleporting back to lane.
Kinda reminds me of how Cyan starts.
Yeah. However, Cyan doesn't need that smite and ends up just killing himself.
Yeah. when it first came out, it was pretty surprising. Now it's like meh, normal.
So that level early 2's doing lots of damage.
And Gangplank can't do anything. Hooks here and there, and Schnitzel gets it. Wow, nice play, and Chen is still level 1, forcing a heal out of that. Wow.
So yeah, really good play, capitalizing on that level 2. Yeah. So the UP bot lane was waiting for that very last melee creep to die. Once that creep did die, they immediately dashed in, got that play in, and got that buckshot quick draw.
Very well played. Very aggressive coming in from UP. They know their strengths. They know that they're gonna hit level 2 right away.
And Berserk has been pretty dominant in that AD carry position throughout the season. Lots of solid performances. I haven't actually encountered a single time where he's had a shaky performance this split.
Who?
Berserk.
Berserk.
So, not biased, of course, just because he's my teammate.
Nice pointing it out, man. Well, they are getting bullied out of the lane, man. I mean, this UST team. But as for the mid lane, anyway, hook will come from their flame, will connect just a bunch of hits, and they still manage to hold on, but their life is pretty low right now. I mean, UST.
Yeah, the dredge line didn't connect onto Berserk, so they weren't able to get that counter trading back in. Once again, that bot lane really dominant. However, in the mid lane, Cho'Gath has been doing a lot of work onto Darien the Beast. Yume asserting his dominance with that veteran status, performing really well, and here comes a trade from Toki.
The Gangplank's laning phase All he does is just eat the scurvy or, you know, that critical hit with the gun.
And something I just realized about taking that early camp and teleporting back to lane. However, hold that thought as here comes the gank.
Wow, that body slam onto Preserve. Flash will be forced out of him, and now Exhaust drops, and First Blood goes to that Gragas, and right now they are looking for more body slam once again. Play towards the tower, and James Meister will die in exchange, but that's a 2-for-1.
Yeah, and actually that was a really good play coming in from Morgana. That play into hook right before he died, keeping him in turret range just enough time so James Meister couldn't flash out, ensuring that they got that extra trade. So really good, even though they did come out behind. That was actually a really good counterplay to that. However, once again, really good play coming in from James Meister, and wow.
They got a lot from that. Wow, a flash for just to be safe. Pero as you noticed, nabubuli talaga si Yume out of the lane. Yume, I mean the Zed, Darien the Beast rather.
Yeah, Yume getting a bit too over aggressive there. I think he looked like he wanted to proxy between the turrets or something. However, Veer was there to discourage that.
Yeah, and he lost the flash for that.
So looking into the CS right now, the only significant advantage is from that mid lane. Yume does have that 10 CS advantage over Darien the Beast, and it is pretty expected. It is really hard to farm as a Zed in that early phases of the game, seeing as it's so easy for Cho'Gath to just trade against you with that Barrel Scream and with that Rupture.
Exactly. I came across a Cho'Gath mid. It was really hard to farm. I just kept hugging the turret, and if I didn't, I would eat those screens.
Yeah, and that passive just makes it really hard to just get any substantial trading with him, as he can just heal up once again. And Toki just doing really strong trading right now, and Zyken, he's maxing his W. That's actually really interesting.
He's scurvied up.
Yeah.
Now it's all full, making it feel like lots of trades.
I guess it makes sense as it extends your laning phase. Make sure that you have a little bit more sustain in lane. And here comes another gank.
Oh, Morgana caught out of position. He does still have flash, I suppose. Nice side there for dodging the dredge line, but that won't do anything, and that equals to a dragon for them.
Yeah, so it looked like Morgana just bought his sight stone, was looking to ward up that river, establish vision control in that bot side river, and try to secure the dragon. However, the tables turned, and here comes UST with the first dragon. Dredge line will connect onto Darien the Beast.
Oh, Veer is aiming for that dragon, but it's too late. Two teleports, sabay po sila dito oh wait, Toki got in first, and now they're looking for more. Veer is behind that, forces to use a flash just to disengage, and nothing will happen after that.
Yeah, and from that was a 1 kill and 1 dragon, pushing the gold lead to almost 2k within this 7 minutes of the game.
Well, they wanted to steal that dragon. I guess it did come out as expected.
Yeah, so here comes Schnitzel. Will he get that dredge line? Morgana is there to discourage the engage.
He's around half HP, not level 6 yet, and also level 4 pa lang si Morgana. Wow. Bell, Yume is really big now.
Yeah.
64 CS.
20 CS gold, 20 CS advantage between those mid laners. So I feel like that's where the majority of that gold lead is coming from, aside from those 2 kills that Channel 3 does have.
What, Channel 3?
The AD carry of UST.
Oh, that's his real name. Chen 3. Chen X3? Chen...
I'm not sure if that's his real name.
Chen 03.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's his IGN.
Oh, 03! Okay, I'm sorry guys. My vision is deteriorating. Okay, that hook was for style.
all the kills have been in that bot side of the map. Channel 3 and Schnitzel have been doing a really great job of shutting this UP bot lane down and keeping up with them.
Yeah, despite they were bullied at the first time, I mean UST, they really managed to you know catch up with the CS, get the kills and everything. Yeah, because of what we were discussing earlier, because of the Gragas pre-level 6.
Yeah, so really good play coming from James Meister. And here he goes again. Will he get that kill on to Toki? Toki does have the Dragon's Descent available to run away, however, won't need to.
Yeah, it doesn't have a flash for the flash body slam if you want something to happen to that.
However, it looks like Veer is going to get into a bit of a duel with James Meister. Here comes Toki. Toki on the side.
Well, here comes the dry body slam out of there, and now the slow. They decide not to engage anyway. Zyken goes near the dragon and Vi just curving up. Wow, managed to survive. So, what was that about me?
So yeah, just James Meister wasn't expecting Veer to be so like near him once he was walking through that river. Looks like James Meister was about to take that Scuttler Crab. However, Veer had an idea of where he was going ahead of time and was able to catch him out. Toki was there for that quick quick response. However, James Meister just too mobile with that body slam despite his weight.
True. What are they doing here? Schnitzel and probably baiting, looking for something. Planning something sneaky here.
Yeah, definitely. Looks like it will be a 4-man gank at bot lane. That ward coverage coming in. However, here comes the ultimate coming in.
Oh, but the dredge line still connects, but the lantern is there. Wow. Yeah. In terms of trade, of course, Toki is winning. But the CS though, Gangplank still comes out on top.
Yeah, it's really surprising seeing Toki being able to just trade with Gangplank so efficiently. Just like getting into the Gangplank's place, getting that burnout on him, getting that E onto him, and just dealing lots of damage, and even forced Gangplank out of lane despite having the
Warden's Mail?
Yes, the Warden's Mail and that sustain coming in from the
Scurvy?
Yeah.
Yeah, at this point, but Shyvana went home. Wow, no wards in that brush. But I think they do send something. I think they do. Dredgeline connects to Morgana, and now they're prepared. Killing spree, Gen 03. They managed to secure that kill with a global help from Gangplank. Well, 123. I thought Dragon was gonna be up soon. That's why they wanted to make that move, but I guess not. They are gonna rotate towards this mid lane.
Still interesting. Instead of opting for just going for that 3-man push towards the bot lane turret, try to get a little bit more greedy going in for that turret. Here comes the Dragon's Ascent.
Nothing will happen that much. And ultimate coming from Schnitzel flashes towards the tower to safety, but the stun from Schnitzel will give Channel 3 the kill. Rampage 402. Really good kill distribution here.
Yeah, and this bot lane is really dominating right now. Both Schnitzel and Channel 3 have that 100% kill contribution. It looks like Channel 3 will be able to pick up that Infinity Edge once he goes back to lane, goes back to base, which will give them a really huge advantage coming in for that dragon, which spawns in 30 seconds. Looks like UP won't really have that much option rather than giving it up. If they did try to go for that fight, I doubt it's gonna end well for them.
Yeah, really big disadvantage right now. Sitting on a pickaxe and that double Doran's blade.
Yeah, and if we take a look at that gold, you see that there's 1,000 gold advantage between Channel 3 and Furzik right now. So really big.
Yeah, so basically mid lane, UST, and then bot lane, doing really well. But right now, top lane, I guess it's pretty even right now in terms of trade.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah, right now. However, Gangplank is a ticking time bomb. Once he starts getting those items, he will be one-shot. He'll be doing a lot of damage with that parlay, so they do need to be careful. There is a timer on this game. I feel like as this game progresses, the UP team
wow,
will
the
struggle.
Thresh line coming in from Schnitzel are really on point.
Yeah, so those Thresh mechanics transitioning into that Nautilus play, a really good Thresh player. However, this game he's been playing really well on that Nautilus.
So yeah, Dragon's up already, and as for the vision, I guess both teams have vision of the Dragon area, but they're not trying to pull up anything yet. But they do have the Scuttler, UB.
Yep. Both top laners do have their teleports available, so when this Dragon does decide to be contested, it should be a really big fight, full 5v5 clash, and I feel like the Dragon's gonna determine the rest of the tempo coming in for this mid game.
Yeah. UP bot lane should really be careful because I think they're concentrating their resources on speeding up this Severe, knowing that this strategy works for them, and it keeps working. I mean, it has been working for 40 minutes now. Oh, see, here we go again, but now they are gonna get ganked. 1003 flashes, gets exhausted, and now they just wanna disengage from this. It's a 2 versus 3 at the moment. Global ultimate coming in from Gangplank, and now Gragas is there for the counter. Body slam flash, not gonna work. They are around the dragon area already. Gangplank going home. Well, not yet. Here comes the first turret of the game.
So both teams came out empty-handed from that clash in that bot lane. Beer living with a sliver of HP. James Meister wasn't able to block his Q coming in from over that wall. And let's see if UP will contest this dragon. Looks like they won't, so that will be the second dragon coming in for UST. However, meanwhile, Toki was able to bully out Zyken and take that top turret. So a little bit of compensation coming in for that UP team, doing their best to stay into this game, ensuring that the game doesn't snowball too far out of their contention.
Yeah, that's the thing, I guess, from Gangplank. Even though he doesn't use teleport, he has that global presence. He still gets the gold, the assist, when they get a kill at the bot lane. So even though he's getting pushed, but I guess turret pressure, UP has it. Wait, they're equal. Mid lane is down. It's a 1-for-1.
However, the mid lane turret is significantly more important to take down, in my opinion, as that leaves a lot of the map just available for UST to roam around. Because the mid lane turret's gone, UST can easily just roam into the UP jungle, take their wards into those areas. However, and if you look at the top side of the map, most of it is warded by the UST team. James Meister tried to take that red buff from Veer, however Veer was able to smite it away. However, UP has been doing a really good job of maintaining vision control over bot lane, despite being down.
Yeah, wow! I haven't seen an unsuccessful dredge slime yet.
Yeah,
Simula kanina.
That was the first one, yeah.
Yeah.
So Schnitzel really on point right now, and here comes the trade.
Just exchanging a bunch of damage now. Zyken and Toki dueling it out. Guess nothing will happen there that much, but here comes Schnitzel trying to do something. Boom, the stun will be there. Will he? Guess he does, but the follow-up is just too far, and Morgana is right there for the assist.
So it looks like UST is now transitioning towards that top lane, trying to get that turret. However, hold that thought. Here comes Veer.
No, Bell is getting killed right now, and Veer gets the kill. Getting caught out all alone. Although Gragas was around the area, but it's too late now.
Yeah, so UST had a pretty good idea coming into that top lane, trying to get that turret, seeing as they had really strong ward control earlier. However, I feel like the timing was a bit off. If they went for that top lane a bit earlier, it would have been much better. I feel like Bell wouldn't have got caught out if they decided to go for that push maybe a minute or two earlier. However, that pick onto Bell stopped the push, and looks like both teams will reset. Zyken did teleport to that bot lane and is stopping the push coming in from Furzerk.
Yeah, Furzerk actually doing a pretty good job catching up to the CS. 151 versus 127 of UST's Sivir.
Indeed, and it looks like Channel 3 and Schnitzel will be able to get this turret. This will be the second turret of the game coming in, and with that turret going down, this will leave pretty much the top side of UP's jungle for UST to roam in, and with the UST comp right now, that is really good news for them.
Yeah, really good rotations coming in from UST. Gotta hand it to them, man.
Yep. Looks like we might be seeing some action in that mid lane as James Meister is positioning for a gank. However, he is spotted by that ward, standing on that ward right now. However, it will be sweeping lens and cleaned off, and that other vision ward will be cleaned away. So looks like UST just trying to clear up the wards as blue buff is up, and looks like they are looking to contest this blue buff and deny it from the UP's team.
Yep. So now Graves is just, you know, just farming, roaming the map, trying to see what kind of resources he can get. Kasi kanina pa siya, he's 0-2-0. Obviously cannot participate in clashes yet. But right now, with the items that he's sitting on. What do you think? If ever they are forced into a battle, it's a Sivir, man. He does have that ultimate for the engage. They're all rotating here at this mid lane. What do you think?
This is actually pretty good spot for UP right now, as if you look at, like, even though Sivir is what, like 1,000 gold ahead, it's not really shown in the items right now. So that means Graves can actually contest with Sivir's damage output, seeing as Sivir hasn't really went back to buy. Sivir is standing on 1,000 gold right now, trying to pick up that Phantom Dancer. However, yeah.
But what I see here is that they're trying to just put vision around what territory they have, yung UP, and just waiting it out till the next dragon comes, till the next objective comes. All of them are just shoving lanes right now, and they're kind of scouting the jungle and cleaning up the vision. They're choking UP right now, UST.
Yeah, and this is really good play of them. This is what they should be doing right now, just ensuring that UP has no room to farm, denying as much farm as possible, and just going for those rotations, going for those objectives, and shutting them down.
Wow, that Cho'Gath is really, really big right now.
Yeah, and his build's actually really interesting. He decided to go for the Zhonya's Hourglass rather than opting for maybe a Rod of Ages, and I guess that's trying to counterplay towards the full 80 comp that UP has right now. And this is actually really bad coming in for UP, as this game progresses, UST will be able to just devote all their money on buying items, and with that they will be doing less damage. The UP team will be doing a significantly reduced amount of damage, making it really difficult for them to play this late game properly.
Yeah, so what you're saying is if they reach the late game, they're gonna have a hard time.
Yeah, and just look at the wards coming in from that UST team. 3 of the members are currently holding on to a vision ward, and they have 2 sight stones on that team, so vision control is insane. They have full vision of the UP movements in their own jungle, and UST should be able to win this dragon fight.
Yeah, Schnitzel trying to zone them away, chipping off, and now here we have a fight. It's really messy right now. Graves is on their side. They have different targets. Toki is from behind, and now they are not split anymore. They are in a great position. Schnitzel might be the first one to go, and Toki gets the kill. Zyken is in big trouble. Veer as well. Now scurving it up just for that movement speed and taking away all those debuffs. Everyone is so low right now. It's 3 versus 2 at the moment, but Chen03 taking those free hits right now and double kill. That is a 4-for-1 exchange in favor of UST.
And that was an explosive fight coming in. That Nautilus dredge line coming in with that Cho'Gath rupture, followed up by the Jamesmeister body slam, was just really strong.
Boom. He got pushed
and
back.
Now let's take a look at that replay. That ult coming in from Jamesmeister just pretty much defined the winning. Like, that's what made UST win this fight.
Yeah, actually Toki did a really good job zoning the AD carry, but Chen03 flashed, and then she came back with a good amount of health to re-engage and clean up since everyone was pretty low. They committed too much on Zyken, and they weren't able to secure the kill, and that's how they won.
We did see earlier that Jamesmeister actually got a really good body slam onto 3 members of UP when it did look like that UP was winning that fight, which in my opinion enabled them to win once again. So Jamesmeister has been playing just really well right now. All of his body slams have pretty much been on point, and here comes UST with that push coming from that 3rd dragon and that 4 kills.
Yeah, oh, we're gonna get caught up right here, and the kill. Does he have flash? He doesn't have flash.
Does not have flash.
And there we go, godlike. 703. We're looking for more. Jamesmeister right here. Dragon is activated. Dead ultimates just to go to safety. Dredgeline connects once again. Darian the Beast will fall onto from Bell. And now everyone is pretty low right now. Channel 3 legendary. Toki will get slowed. And Zyken gets the kill. And now they are so powerful that they just ignore turrets right now and just walk over them. I mean, that's that's a second mid-tier turret.
Yep, and this should be an inhibitor right now, seeing as the death timers are 20 seconds. And once again, it's just showing that the game's probably snowballed too far. 10k gold advantage, and UST just has free control of this game. They're free to do any engage. Any engage they seem to do just seems to go in their favor. And it's mainly because of Schnitzel and James Meister with those engages. Really good play coming in from them.
Yeah, I mean, the laning phase, Channel 3 got bullied out. But then James Meister came with a really good engage and ganks. And you know, UP tried to counter gank, but that was the time nothing happened.
Yeah.
When they just exchanged all those summoner spells.
I feel like Veer hasn't really had that much presence this game, compared to James Meister.
Yeah.
Like, while James Meister was getting a lot of successful ganks in that bot lane, Veer's ganks in that top and in that mid didn't really go that well. I think Veer spent a lot of time just babysitting Darian the Beast from getting denied too much farm in that mid lane.
Yeah, and Darian the Beast sitting on a seat, 0-3-1 KDA score. He does have the Fertilizer, VRK, and Hex Drinker.
However, yeah, he hasn't really done anything with this, and I feel like the UST team comp is just too tanky. There's not really a target you want to go on when you're on that Zed. And this comes back to just the full AD team comp coming in from that UP team. Like, if you look at everyone right now, they just have so much armor right now.
Yeah, look at those three giant people.
Yeah.
Okay, not people. One's a tin can, and the other one's a void monster.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah. So they're picking up top. Split pushing really works for them, and now they just want to take down that second tier turret. Wow, a duel coming from Toki and Zyken. He's just running away from the scary dragon. Looks like Zyken is losing, just waiting for the cooldown for his Scurvy. Guess nothing will continue from that. Boom! Hook for hook! Here we go! Morgana gets caught out! What happened there? Why was he pulled in?
The Gragas ult.
Oh, the Gragas ult! And now Toki will lose this duel. Zyken is on a killing spree.
And well, I was actually expecting Zyken to win that trade. Well, if you look at the items, Zyken does have that Triforce and does have that Frozen Heart available, so that is 25% reduced attack speed and a lot of damage coming for Zyken. And with this, they should be able to get that inhibitor. Darian the Beast caught out.
Boom. Yeah, this is gonna be an inhibitor for them.
And they might even look to trying to end the game. Let's see if they do decide to go for that.
Nah.
Just playing it safe, backing off. Probably might go for that Baron.
Yep, they can.
Yeah, they can. They definitely can. I don't think there's much that UP can do at this point to stop them. And I don't know, just really clean game coming in from UST. 27 minutes, score is 17-3. Not that many mistakes coming in for that UST team. Making their rotations wise and mechanically wise, it's just been really solid.
Yeah, very clean play coming in from UST. They are getting rewarded by this. With the early pressure coming in from James Meister for that bot lane, they want to contest this Lantern for the vision. They can't do anything. And now, Schnitzel, with 5 people, flashes away to safety. Now they decide to back off.
Yeah, so they will be backing off, probably clearing the waves. Mid and bot has a pretty big wave right now, and Dragon is up. So once they clear those waves, they'll probably be looking to take that Dragon, go for the 4th stack, and probably go for the game, end the game.
Probably. What do you think they could do right now? I mean, it's really hard. 73, 52, gold lead, 37k.
At this point, I feel like UP just going to lose. It's inevitable at this point, based on UP's comp and just how well UST has been playing. There's not really that much room for a comeback, and not that much room for error coming in for this UST team.
Yeah, they're playing. I mean, UST's playing really clean.
Yeah, so
it's very methodical.
At this point, I think UP just needs to think about what went wrong this game. What can they improve on? And just plan for the next game. They just need to plan ahead for next game.
Yeah. Wow.
Because this is a best of 3 after all. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. They're planning to engage the Darian. Gets pulled out. Lantern will save him right there. But they do have the Baron buff. They can siege. They don't have that much wave here. Even though they do, they can't risk it. They can tower dive all they want right now, UST. Toki might get caught out from here. Can't go away from the gate. Fear enters just to distract them all. Just explodes to death. Now they just... What do you think what went wrong? It's not the batting phase. It's not the picking. No, it's not. What do you think?
The snowball from bot lane, in my opinion. Just James Meister getting those early kills onto that bot lane and just denying who's arguably the carry of the UP team from doing his job. So
I think it's also they can't keep up with the rotations that they're doing. I mean, supposedly top lane wasn't supposed to go down, but you know, there we go. A giant Cho'Gath, golden Cho'Gath. Wow, legendary 1003. And congratulations for taking game 1, UST Tiger Esports.
GG, well played.
Yep, indeed. So it's a best out of 3. Anything can happen. But
however, that was a really solid game coming in from that UST team, and with that type of performance, UP is probably really demoralized at this point and probably scared. Let's see if they have the guts to... Let's see if they have the mental fortitude to just maintain their composure and just go into the next game with a clear mind.
Yes.
And hopefully take the game.
Yes. It's... what we're gonna see here right now... Oh, here. As you can see, the MVP is 1008, which is channel 3.
Yeah, and it's actually...
And James Meister. Yeah.
And what's actually surprising is that Zyken actually has the most gold, despite having a pretty shaky start. It just comes to the snowballing coming in from Gangplank. The parlay gives you extra gold. He had an Averus blade at one point, which gives him extra gold, and Veer just didn't have that much presence in that top lane, and Toki just wasn't able to get those kills in that early phases of the game. They just needed to shut down the Gangplank. It's okay if bot lane is behind, but they just need to make the other lanes behind from that UST side, which they failed to do.
Yeah, more presence and more. I think they should rethink their strategy, knowing that the rotations coming in from UST is really well done. So what we're gonna have here is the next game. Game 2 will be UP versus UST. It will be a rematch?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. It will be a rematch. Also, since the game is happening simultaneously, we won't be able to live stream everything. But don't worry, the replays are going to be made available once they are uploaded.
And actually, I believe that DLSU and PUP is actually ongoing right now as we speak. So we will give you results onto the games that you have missed once we come back from this break.
Yep. So, after the break, we're gonna have that game that's UP versus UST, so don't go away. Once again, this is GS Riku and
this is GS Sneep.
So see ya!